To figure out what Noriega might do next, the team of State Department officials who met with him on Saturday included a psychiatrist, sent along in the guise of a diplomat. He reported that Noriega is in full command of his faculties. David Martin, CBS News, the Pentagon.
First returns from the election in El Salvador confirm that U.S.-backed President Duarte and his Christian Democrats Party took an even worse battering than they'd expected. Officials say that the Arena Party, led by right-wing extremist Roberto Dubuisson, went from 13 to a controlling 35 seats in the 60-member assembly. Equally important, the right-wingers also won more than 80% of the races for mayor. Still to come on the CBS Evening News, correspondent Bob McNamara on a Texas nuclear power plant that gets the go-ahead despite charges that it is dangerous. And Harry Smith on the arrival of spring. The days are getting longer, and you know something, so are the skirts.
I can't marry you.
Why? I'm only 6 years younger.
Oh, I don't care about that.
What do you care about? My hair? My tie?
Your breakfast.
Like this?
Yeah, it's old-fashioned.
Hey, I'm an old guy.
All those years of sugar and preservatives.
You're right.
Nutri-Grain whole wheat flakes. No sugar added, no preservatives.
That's good. Now will you marry me?
I thought you were 5 years younger.
Dedicated to the ones we love.
It's Taster's Choice Colombian Select with half the caffeine.
Get a full cup of flavor with only half the caffeine. The kind of coffee you'll savor from all Colombian beans.
Taster's Choice Colombian Select.
What's this?
Those are the brakes.
I can go fast.
Yeah, but careful. When someone cares, you trust them.
Why are you doing that?
So it fits you just right. When you feel special, that's trust.
I'll bet you're so understand.
At Allied Van Lines, people make the difference. Each one takes pride in being the one America trusts.
You like putting things together?
I like doing this for you.
Me too.
This man is twice as strong as this man. Tums EX is twice as strong as Rolaids, so Tums neutralizes twice the stomach acid. Tums EX, twice as strong as Rolaids.
Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North, now facing criminal indictment, has worked his last day as an active duty Marine Corps officer. The Pentagon today approved North's request to retire May 1st and said with accumulated leave time, he no longer has to report for any work. North asked to retire last week, saying he may have to subpoena, and I quote, the highest ranking officials in our government, end quote, to defend himself against the weapons for Iran deal charges. During a White House ceremony today, Mr. Reagan was asked about suggestions that he pardon North.
Mr. President, Senator Hatch says you should pardon Ollie North. Are you thinking about that? Not ready to discuss that.
Mr. Reagan was signing a proclamation of support for the rebels in Afghanistan. Israeli troops shot and killed a Palestinian teenager during violent protest in the occupied territories today. More than 100 Arabs have died so far in the uprising, and today Israel buried the first of its soldiers to die. 28-year-old Moshe Katz was shot and killed yesterday as he stood guard on a street corner in Bethlehem. Israeli Prime Minister Shamir tonight is winding up a visit to the United States. He came here to underscore his opposition to a U.S. peace plan for the occupied territories and to defend his own hardline policy. But as correspondent Richard Roth reports, he didn't convince everyone.
In America for 8 days, it has been a battlefield not of stones and death, but of shouts and slogans. An arena of argument and dissent during Prime Minister Shamir's visit, unlike anything ever faced here by an Israeli leader.
Shame! Shame on you!
Never monolithic, but never before so apparently split, American Jews have entered a public debate over Israeli policy, the crackdown on Palestinian violence, and the rejection of a U.S.-sponsored peace plan. A debate on the policies of Prime Minister Shamir that reflects a change in attitude on the part of some of Israel's most powerful advocates.
His particular message to American Jewry no longer washes, and that message is, if you agree with me and my party's position, say yes and speak up. If you disagree, silence.
Some say the dissenters are naive.
They are out of touch with the political realities and the problems of making peace.
Shamir made his point plainly on the first day of his trip. In a war for survival, there's no room for dissent.
Make no mistake about it. What you see is not demonstrations. It is not sit-ins. It is not civil disobedience. It is war.
American Jews have been listening closely, though, to other Israeli voices as well. The daughter of an Israeli war hero, for instance, among those who favor trading land for peace.
He's misleading the American public at large when he comes and says to publics here that Israel's survival is at question.
Just today, the leader of the American Jewish Congress joined the public critics, calling for territorial compromise.
And these are questions in which not only Israeli citizens, it is believed, but Jews everywhere have not only a right but a responsibility to express themselves.
Despite the dissent, by every measure, the moral and financial support American Jews have given Israel for 40 years remains strong. But recent events, says one U.S. leader, have created a private agony, a realization that support doesn't mean subservience. Richard Roth, CBS News, New York.
As soon as you get out there, call Mike Butler at the Century 21 office.
Well, he already called me, Dad.
Check the utility bills.
I will, Dad.
You know, the right mortgage.
Dad, isn't this guy Butler a friend of yours?
Yeah, sure.
Well, if he's half the guy you are, I bet I can trust him.
Come with us. Take care of yourself.
Put your trust in number one.
Write your mother.
Century 21.